Hey everyone, it is Finn here, and in today's video, I'll be giving you my predictions for Euro 2021. Now, Euro 2021 is right around the corner, and I feel like it's fair to say that everyone's excited for it. I mean, who doesn't love international football? And that is why in today's video, I'll attempt to the best of my ability to predict the entire competition from the group stages all the way to the final itself. Who will win Euro 2021? And by looking at these 6 group stages right in front of me, it is going to be incredibly tricky to predict. Now, am I going to get every single prediction 100% correct? Most likely not, to be honest with you, but I will try my best. And just by looking at the teams in the competition this year, there are like 5 or 6 teams that could genuinely win the Euros this year. It's going to be very tricky to predict, but I will be trying my best. I'll be predicting these groups, then go on to the quarterfinals, semi-final, and then the final itself. But before I predict Group A, guys, let me know in the comment section down below, who are you guys supporting for the Euros this year? Are you supporting France, Portugal, Germany, or maybe an underdog like Turkey? Let me know in the comment section down below. But getting into my Group A predictions, this is going to be tricky. Switzerland, Turkey, Wales, and Italy. Now, I do feel like Italy is going to be a strong favorite in most people's books. I do feel like I am going to put them first. Look, whether they come first or second, I'm not too sure, but I am confident that they will make it through. Look, they haven't done well in recent competitions and recent international competitions, but you know what, if they don't play Buffon between the goal this time around, at least they'll have a goalkeeper who can see the ball instead of crying. Now, obviously, no disrespect, Buffon. Please do not hurt me in any single way. I do feel like he is linked to the mafia. I mean, he just has that vibe about him. But Italy, you know what, still has a very strong squad overall. In terms of their attacking ability, looking at them in the World Cup qualifiers, they can be slow from time to time, but I do think that they'll still get the job done. Defensively, they are aging a tiny bit, but you know what, still a very strong Italy squad overall. And second, without a doubt in my mind, will go through has to be Turkey. I think there are dark horses in this race. I think they could make it very far in this competition because looking at them, they've got great individuals in their squad that have been doing well literally all around the world. They've got some great individuals. They've played well as a team. They dominated Netherlands in the World Cup qualifier. I would not rule Turkey out of this whatsoever. And third and fourth place of Group A. Okay, now this is essentially me telling someone that their nation will get knocked out straight away. So someone is going to hate me for this. But to be honest, third place, I'm going to put Switzerland, to be honest with you. I think Switzerland have a great amount of great players literally all over the pitch. I think they've got a lot of potential to them. They don't always perform well as a team, but in terms of their individuals, they've got some brilliant players. Meaning, unfortunately, last place is going to be Wales, which on the bright side, Gareth Bale, you can go home and play golf quite early. But unfortunately for Wales, I feel like their attacking front, they are brilliant. They've got a lot of pace to them. We saw that in the game versus Belgium. But defensively, once again, they are just not there in any way, shape, or form. So guys, that is going to be my Group A prediction. Now moving on to Group B. Oh, it's a solid favorite. I don't even have to question this. It is going to be Belgium first place. Belgium, in my opinion, one of my favorites to win it. I did support Belgium in the 2018 World Cup. I absolutely love them. They've got a brilliant attack, but defensively, not as strong. They've got a bit of an aging defense, but at the end of the day, they've got brilliant players and will be first without a doubt. Now the problem is who goes second, third, and fourth. Now I think I am going to put Denmark there. They've got some brilliant attackers, midfielders, defenders, goalkeeper. Obviously, Schmeichel has had a brilliant season. They've actually got good players all over the pitch. They can underperform from time to time and go to an unnecessary penalty shootout, but at the end of the day, this Danish team is very, very strong. They've got quality all over the pitch. Now, between Russia and Finland, what do I think is going to happen next? Now, obviously, Russia made it very far in the previous World Cup, beating Spain. They were very, very impressive, and it's very tricky because I don't want to knock out Russia this early. And looking at Finland, once again, Timo Pukki is hitting top form for Norwich. They've got some great players. Once again, they've got good players all over the pitch. Now, do I think that Finland are going to make it over Russia? Unfortunately not. Look, Russia, they did well in the previous World Cup for a reason. They've got quality players, and just because I've seen more of them, I'm going to put them through. Meaning, unfortunately, by default, Finland will be last in this group. My land, Finland, but you know, it's just like me, myself, it is a tiny bit of a failure. Let's give some support to the Finns out there. But going into Group C, the third group, Austria, North Macedonia, Ukraine, and Netherlands. I feel like Netherlands should 100% should be top of the group. Look, obviously Virgil van Dijk won't be at the Euros this year, but you know, despite that, they've still got some strong centre backs. They've obviously got De Vries, De Ligt, Akker, Deli Blind. They've got some great centre backs, so I don't think that they'll be bad off. They've got great players all over the pitch. And in terms of second place, I'm going to pick Ukraine. Look, if it was purely based off of individuals, I would have gone for Austria. I think they've got great individuals. But we've seen in recent qualification tournaments over the last 3-4 years, Ukraine can be a threat to deal with. On the attacking front, they can be brilliant. They've got some brilliant young defenders, a brilliant goalkeeper. I actually really back Ukraine to make it to the next stage, you know. Meaning third place versus fourth place, I think third place is going to be Austria. Once again, as I mentioned, for the individuals in their squad, they are absolutely brilliant, and I would be very shocked if they didn't at least come in the top 3, meaning unfortunately fourth place and knocked out will be North Macedonia. Look, they could really surprise us. They beat Germany to get to this point. Let's not forget about that, but at the end of the day, bar maybe Alioski and 1 or 2 good players in their team, I don't really see them competing versus the other 3. Now getting into the second half of my group predictions. This is an insane group, you know. Not enough people are talking about this. Group D, Scotland, England, Croatia, Czech Republic. Now I am going to put the 4 teams in here and I might adjust them before I continue. But first place, let's put England. I think in terms of a team, in terms of from goalkeeper, defender, midfielders and attackers, England probably is number 1. Look, it depends whether Gareth Southgate goes very negative in terms of his style of play, whether he goes defensively. But attacking wise, Harry Kane has had a brilliant season. They've got quality players. They should come first, especially by the way that they played during qualifications. Now next up, this is a tricky one. I could genuinely put any one of these teams in second place. I don't know. I really want to put Scotland there. I think in terms of individuals, I think that Scotland are brilliant, but unfortunately the way they play as a team hasn't been that impressive. I'm going to put Czech Republic over Croatia, to be honest with you. I know Croatia have some brilliant players, obviously, like Modric. He's obviously doing a banging job at Real Madrid and obviously plays throughout the pitch. They got to the final of the 2018 World Cup. But to be honest, I don't think they'll replicate their success this time around. I do feel like they are a good team, but Czech Republic have got so many informed players from this season. They've done a brilliant job playing as a team in the qualifications round. They've done a good job. Next up, I'm going to have to put Croatia. Although a bit of an aging team, I do think they'll beat Scotland, to be honest with you. Scotland, brilliant team, but I do think that they still have some defensive problems. Brilliant individuals. I think Shea Adams could really be a surprise in the Euros. Look, if Scotland go far in the Euros, I'll put it all down to Shea Adams. That's my prediction. Getting into Group E, once again, very tricky prediction. I think Spain probably is going to be the favourites. Initially, I thought that Spain would really struggle because they don't have a proper striker. But Gerard Moreno has been deadly. I'm a Manchester United fan. Do not mention Moreno's name to me ever again. But I think the Spanish international team, it is looking brilliant. They've got great players all over the pitch. They don't even have their strongest squad, I believe, for the Euros. No Real Madrid players, but still strong enough to be first in this group. Now, second of all, I'm going to put Poland. It really isn't a competition for me. If Sweden had Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I would consider them. But to be honest, Zlatan Ibrahimovic at the moment is injured, unlikely to play in the Euros. Therefore, Poland second. Obviously, Lewandowski just broke the Bundesliga record for most goals in a single season. Totally unstoppable. Zielinski for Napoli has had a brilliant season in terms of assists. Obviously, whether they play Szczesny or Fabianski in the goal, they've got brilliant players all over the pitch, and I would put them as underdogs that no one rates. Everyone talks about Turkey. I would talk about Poland. They look strong. So in third place, look, Slovakia obviously have a really good squad, but once again, I think Sweden slightly stronger than Slovakia. Now getting into Group F. Now this is the group of death. Now, I mean, look, there's quite a few group of deaths in my opinion, but who will make it? Look, I think it's fair to say that Hungary will end dead last in this, but I think France probably will go first. They've got a pretty solid team. The winners of the previous Euros, look, whether they're first or second, they'll make it through regardless. In terms of the second team going through, I'm going to put Portugal, to be honest with you. Portugal, once again, a very strong team. They won the Euros last time around. They've got a good mixture of young players, old players, players in their prime. I wouldn't be surprised if Portugal went all the way in this. Meaning third place, obviously, Hungary and then Germany. Okay, Germans, please don't attack me for that. I will put Hungary last. But Germany have a very good team. It's only by default I've put them in third. Look, they could cause a major upset here. I feel like they could go third and knock Portugal to, or they could go second and knock Portugal to third. But unfortunately, looking at Germany, they've got brilliant players. I think it's a huge plus that Thomas Müller is back in the German international team because he could play as a striker, because Timo Werner this season in no way, shape or form has been good. So you know what, I feel like Germany third, it's very, very tricky to predict. And then going to Hungary, obviously last, although they have brilliant players, could cause an upset. I just don't see anything special happening from that. And now I have to predict the 4 best third place teams. The 4 with the most points will progress to the knockout stage. Now this is going to be tricky. I feel like Germany probably will make it through, probably Croatia as well. It's going to be tricky looking at all of these groups, maybe Switzerland as well, and then probably I'll go Austria, to be honest. I think those 4 will probably make it through to the next stage. Now nearly there, going on to the next stage of my predictions. Okay, round of 16, Belgium versus Germany. The sideways flag version of each other. I feel like Germany versus Belgium. I'd love to watch this game, and I feel like it just has to be Belgium every day of the week. By the way, that they are more informed, their only weakness is their defense. I feel like Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Boata, whoever they play in the centre-back positions, they are aging a tiny bit, so they're not the best. But saying that, Germany, they're either brilliant or they're horrible with their attack. It's way too tricky to predict, but I back Belgium by the way their players have performed. Italy versus Ukraine. Now this could cause a major upset. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. Am I going to put Ukraine there? Am I going to put Italy? It's very tricky. Italy obviously have the better squad, but I think Ukraine. Guys, I'm going to say it. I think Ukraine are going to cause an upset. I really want to put Italy over Ukraine, but at the same time, my just gut instinct says that Ukraine are going to beat Italy. I think on the attacking front, they've been very, very good. Am I though? No, I'm going to wimp out of it. Don't judge me. I have to put Italy. I'm sorry, Ukraine fans. I just don't know. I think Italy are going to make it through. The better squad overall. And unfortunately, Ukraine, although they have some shining individuals, I do think that they will struggle past Italy. Going on next, France versus Switzerland. I feel like France, once again, very strong team, where Switzerland, they've got a very, very good team, but just not good enough. Poland versus Czech Republic. Ooh, now this is where it gets interesting. Obviously, Poland very strong, Czech Republic very strong. I would put these two teams at like the exact same level, to be honest with you. Do I think Poland will beat Czech Republic? To be honest, I think so. I think Poland, as I said, with the form Robert Lewandowski's been in, I think he himself will carry them through a game like that. Spain versus Austria, I think Spain will make it through. Once again, very, very strong team. Austria, very, very good team. But in terms of just quality overall, I'd say there's only 3 or 4 stars, where Spain's looking strong. England versus Portugal, what do we do here? Now, this is a tricky one. Obviously, England very, very strong now. Obviously, I like both England and I like Portugal, but looking at it from a neutral point of view, unfortunately, England fans, I absolutely love England, but do I think he'll do it past Portugal? Unfortunately not. Best defender in the world being Ruben Diaz, Bruno Fernandes in the midfield, Ronaldo up front. I just don't see England competing against a team like that. I'm really, really sorry, England. Next up, Netherlands versus Croatia. And I do feel, once again, that Netherlands should do it. I think Croatia is a very solid team, but once again, not in their strongest at the moment, and probably won't beat a team like Netherlands. Now getting into the final round of 16 game. Turkey versus Denmark, this could be a very good matchup. I feel like Denmark, once again, on the defensive front is probably stronger. Turkey on the attacking front, very, very strong. There are obviously some brilliant players from both sides, but I do feel like, Turkey could go to the next stage? Do I feel like Turkey could go against Netherlands? I think it's only written in the stars that Turkey will face Netherlands in the next round. It just has to be. Okay, now looking at the quarterfinals, Belgium versus Italy. Now that, once again, is another tricky one. Belgium versus Italy, I feel like Belgium should take it, and that is Italy out. I think that would be a very good performance from Italy. But once again, as I said, on the attacking front, they haven't been at their best this season. On their defensive front, once again, tiny bit slow. And I feel like Belgium, with some of their players, the form they've been in, will take advantage of that. France versus Poland, it is going to be France. I'm so sorry, Poland, but I would love to see that Mbappe versus Lewandowski game. I would absolutely love that, but I do feel like France, once again, the stronger team. And Spain versus Portugal, man. Oh, are Spain going to get their revenge on Portugal? Unfortunately, I don't think so. Although it's written in the stars for these two teams to play against each other again, I do feel like Portugal do have the advantage in terms of how strong their team is looking at the moment. And the final game before getting into the semis is going to be Netherlands versus Turkey. Now, Turkey, don't forget, dominated Netherlands in the World Cup qualifiers, but I do think Netherlands will get their revenge, and I do think they'll beat Turkey. Now, going into our semi-finals, Belgium versus France. and Portugal versus Netherlands. Genuinely, these would be the two best semi-finals you could ever hope to watch. Belgium versus France. I think, I love Belgium so much, but do I think they'll beat France? Unfortunately not. I think this is France's genuinely their strongest team. They are looking so unstoppable. I think Belgium are looking very strong, but as I said, defensively not quite there. Where if you look at France, the likes of Mbappe, now they've got Benzema, they've got Griezmann, it's going to be way too tricky to stop. And Portugal versus Netherlands. Now, am I going to put Portugal through to the final versus France, or is it going to be Netherlands? I'd like to give Netherlands a chance. I really would. I think it is a super team, but unfortunately, as I said, after France, in my opinion, Portugal is probably the best team in the Euros. Meaning the final, once again, France versus Portugal. Now, would this actually happen at the Euros? In my opinion, very unlikely that it would end up happening, but you know what? I think that, do I think France will get their revenge on Portugal? I think looking at Portugal, it is a very strong team. There's not one weak spot, in my opinion, in this Portuguese team, where if you look at France, once again, not many positions to complain about. These two teams look absolutely unstoppable. I would love to give Portugal a second chance. I would absolutely love to give them the second Euro in a row. But I think France are going to win back-to-back European competitions, and I think they will win the Euros. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my prediction for Euro 2021. I think France are probably going to end up winning it. Portugal will get to the final. I think everyone who will get to the stage should be very proud of themselves. I know this is a very controversial prediction, but guys, this is genuinely what I think. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what your predictions for the competition is. It's very tricky. And of course, guys, if you have liked this video, please do like it down below. Can we please get it to 20 likes? And we also only like 10 subscribers away from 1,000. That would be insane to hit within the next week or so. Thank you so much for your support. That is genuinely insane. To me, that would mean more than my team ever winning the Euros. I say that, I'm South African. My team's never going to play in the Euros, is it? But anyway, I would appreciate it so much. Guys, those are my predictions for Euro 2021. But let's see what happens. Tell me who you think will win down below. This has been Finn, FYNN. Cheers. Bye.